In November, you released Reflection of Youth. How was the experience of releasing your first album? What does it mean to you?
Well, it means a lot because I've been working towards it for a long time, and I've been working on these tunes for a long time, and to sort of let go of these emotions and let go of that chapter of my life felt really good.
How did the people respond to this album so far?
Really well. I mean, critically, it's been really well acclaimed. Rough Trade has been welcoming it with open arms, and I've been reviewed in several music magazines with good reviews, and went on tour supporting Ghostbird, and now I'm going to go on tour supporting Mitski, this American artist. So yeah, so far so good.
I assume that moving to London was a decision to fulfill your needs as a musician. What are the pros and the cons of living here in London as an artist?
The pros are that the music scene in London is very diverse, and it's a lot of places you can play, and it's very welcoming to all types of genres. The con is that it's expensive. You know, for any artist to live in London is hard because it's a very expensive city. And also a con with London is that because it's so much art and because there's so much music. So I guess that's the con, but that sort of, yeah, it sort of balances out.
What does it feel to be representing your country in a place that you are living now?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, it's nice to be welcomed in here, and what they're doing here is quite cool. So yeah, it feels nice to be, I guess, representing my country feels quite big, but yeah, well, you know. Yeah.
Your music has been compared to P.G. Harvey's one. What do you think about it? How do you take it?
Well, she's my idol, so I don't care. That's great for me. I mean, I love her. So to be compared with her is amazing.
Det är en god historia, eller det är en jävligt kip historia egentlig. Sån är Olivia.
Oh my God.
Är det dama di?
We are going to watch Going West tonight, but before that I would like to know about yourself. I know you are a self-taught filmmaker, so I got two questions related to that. The first one is, how did you make that decision? And the second one, even though you are a self-taught filmmaker, you still have to learn from someone. I mean, so who is your inspiration? Who did you learn from?
You know, I started out making films when I was 8 or 9 years old, and I was always determined to go to film school. But then I didn't get into film school when I was 19, which is quite young. But I applied for the National Film School in Norway, and they thought I was too young, which I guess I was. And then I continued to make short films, and I got funding for short films. So in the end, I didn't need to go to film school because I just made films instead and learned from that. So I guess the people I've worked with throughout the years have been my inspirations and also my mentors in a way. And also, of course, by watching movies, and my big idols in a way is people like Martin Scorsese and Michael Haneke and P.T. Anderson and David Lean, learning from that.
That's inspiring.
Yes.
Great. One of your short films, Thanks for Dancing, released in 2015, won many awards. How important was this for you? Was it a breaking point in your career in some way?
No, well, not that movie actually. I made a film called The Devil's Ballroom in 2012, which I guess was my breakthrough because that also won a lot of awards. And I made a couple of feature films between those films. So, but Thanks for Dancing did really well, and it's still being screened at film festivals around the world, and that's it's very nice. It's great.
Sometimes you shoot on film rather than digital.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it depends on the story and when it's set. But I shooting on film on 35mm and 16mm since I was 16 years old, and it's something special for me. Also in terms of the look of it, of course, it's the style, that it's look, and also in terms of the working method, because you have to be more focused shooting on film.
How do you come up with a new story for a new film? Your creative process?
Yeah, well, it depends. I tend to get new ideas when I need them. So if I'm in production or if I'm working on a new film, I don't get the ideas. But when I'm done with a film, I travel or I walk at the street and stuff. I get ideas from just by thinking and watching things, and just like pops in my head. So it's a bit, and also sometimes I dream new films.
When you wake up, the story is still good as in a dream.
Yeah, well, if I remember it, it's good.
You have to work anyway, but I suppose, great. So tell us about Going West. What is it about?
Well, it's a father-son story. They recently lost their mother or his mother, and they are, they have to find each other again in a way. Like they have to come together and reestablish the family. So they go on this trip to the west coast of Norway in order to honor her because she was a really good quilter. She made these blankets, so they decide to go to the west coast to like honor her at the championship being held there. So it's a comedy, and they're meeting a lot of people throughout the film that reflects them and also makes them think, and
So it's a comedy, but with a message or with
absolutely.
Nei, det kjempeparti med kokain som kommer med en seilbåt klokka 12, og da må vi være på plass. Artig går det. Jeg prøver av og til da.